very warm welcome to part 4 of the special mapping series for the preliminary exam 2024. Let's begin with the first entry. Coming to Ladakh, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is setting up a 13 gigawatt renewable energy generation capacity in the Pang area of Ladakh. It plans to extract all this energy via the phase 2 of the Green Energy Corridor. What is the Green Energy Corridor? In 2012, the Power Corporation of India Limited conducted a study and it found that all the infrastructure near the potential sites for the solar and wind power plants was deficient. In order to add this infrastructure to extract all this potential energy, a green economic corridor was planned. It was divided in two phases. Phase 1 is being implemented by 8 states, namely Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. Whereas the phase 2 is being implemented by 7 states, namely Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. The energy which is going to be extracted from the Pang area of Ladakh will be extracted via the phase 2 of the Green Energy Corridor, which is planned to be completed by the year 2029 to 2030. Coming to the next important entry, coming to the Sandur Lambani Tribe. It is a nomadic tribe which is found almost across India except a few northeastern states. There are almost 1 crore individuals which belong to this tribe. However, the individuals living in Karnataka were in news last year. Why? Because 450 artisans from the Lambani tribe of Karnataka, they created more than 1700 unique patchworks of embroidery. This patchwork was showcased in the G20 meetings last year, which earned them the prestigious Guinness World Record. Such type of embroidery is practiced by the Lambani tribe in Karnataka. Coming to the next entry, when completed, this is going to be India's one of the biggest hydroelectric projects. Yes, we are talking about the Subansiri Lower Hydroelectric Project, which is a proposed 2000 megawatt hydroelectric power project. It is near completion. It is situated at the border of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. However, it was in news for the wrong reasons. Before I proceed with this news, what went wrong with this dam, let me explain how a dam actually works, how it is actually built. First, we identify a stretch of the river where we can actually set up a main dam. We start constructing a temporary earthen dam some distance upstream of the river. We set up a series of diversion tunnels through that temporary reservoir so that the flow of the river is maintained. This dam will allow the water to reduce in this area so that the construction of the main dam can resume. A series of surge tunnels are also created, towards the end of which we actually make our power project. We have all the turbines at the end of these surge tunnels. So the point to be understood here is that during the construction stage of a dam, a series of tunnels are created which divert the flow of water away from the main river to allow the dam construction and which divert the flow of water to the actual powerhouse. The diversion tunnels of the Subansiri Lower Hydroelectric Project were in news. How? The Central Electricity Authority recommended in 2022 that the impact of these diversion tunnels linked with the Subansiri Lower Hydroelectric Project must be analyzed with respect to slope stability. However, the National Hydroelectric Power Corporation, which is the implementing authority of the Subansiri Lower Hydroelectric Project, and they ignored the recommendations. Moreover, in April 2023, they passed a statement that no more assessment of the landslide hazard is required, as all the necessary steps have already been taken care of. In April, this statement was passed. In October 2023, the sixth landslide took place, which blocked the only functioning diversion tunnel of this dam. 4 of the 5 diversion tunnels were complete and sealed. The only functioning diversion tunnel was blocked by this dam, by this landslide, which significantly reduced the amount of water in the main river. The amount of water flowing in the main river was reduced to such an extent that all the fish were exposed on the riverbed and people actually were running on the riverbed collecting fish. Anyway, this is not the first landslide that has taken place. 4 of the 5 diversion tunnels of this project have suffered damage in the past 2 years. The project began in 2005. It is only now that the project has considered laying focus on the slope stabilization. All of this has increased the cost of the dam significantly. When initially proposed, the cost was around 6,000 crores. Right now, it has escalated to almost 20,000 crores. Since this dam is going to be one of the biggest dams of India, it is important to understand and know which are the existing biggest dams of India. Right now, the biggest one is Tehri Dam. The capacity is 2400 megawatt. It is in Uttarakhand. It is located at the confluence of the Bhagirathi and the Bhilaganga rivers. It is the tallest dam of India, standing at 260.5 meters. The second biggest dam right now in India is the Koyna Dam, with a capacity of 1960 megawatt, located in the Satara district of Maharashtra on the river Koyna. Yes, this dam was in news because of reservoir-induced seismicity. The concept of reservoir-induced seismicity is associated with the Koyna Dam. The third biggest one is Sri Salem Dam. Capacity is 1670 megawatt, located in Andhra Pradesh on the river Krishna in the Nallamala Hills. The fourth is Nathpa Jhakdi. Capacity is 1530 megawatts, located in the Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh on the river Satluj. The fifth one is Sardar Sarovar Dam, 1450 megawatt capacity, located on the river Narmada in Gujarat. The sixth is Bhakra Nangal Dam, 1325 megawatt capacity, located in the Bilaspur district of Himachal Pradesh, again on the river Satluj. The seventh biggest one is Kamera Dam, 1071 megawatt is the capacity, again located in Himachal Pradesh in the Chamba district on the river Ravi. Coming to the next entry, again melting permafrost has been in news. What is the permafrost? In the boreal latitudes, the groundwater remains frozen for almost the entire year. But given the present situation of global warming, that layer of permafrost is melting rapidly. Once the upper layer of permafrost starts to melt, it makes the entire area unstable and land subsidence starts taking place. A lot of craters are created because of this land subsidence. The biggest one is the Bategayaka crater. It is located in the Sakha Republic, which is in Siberia of Russia, quite close to the coldest inhabited place on earth, Yakutsk, where the temperature falls down to almost minus 67 degrees, even lower. But why is this crater important? Because it is almost 1 kilometer wide and almost 100 meters deep. The bigger the crater, more is the permafrost exposed to its sides, more the permafrost will melt, more will be the land subsidence, and this crater is going to keep on expanding. This is the biggest and not the only crater. there are hundreds of such craters present across the melting permafrost across the world. One more fact is all this melting permafrost is releasing a lot of methane because anaerobic decomposition takes place within the permafrost, and with the melting permafrost a lot of methane is being added. All of that methane is almost 80 times more powerful than carbon dioxide in causing greenhouse effect in the short term, which is why it is not a wonder that the Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the world. That is called Arctic amplification. Coming to the next entry, the Panama Canal was in news because the water level was dropping. Because of that news, the Gatun Lake of Panama becomes important. It is very important to understand what the Panama Canal actually looks like and how does it function. First of all, it is not a sea level canal. Let me give you an analysis. This part marks the Atlantic Ocean. This part marks the Pacific Ocean, right? The Gatun locks are located along the Atlantic, whereas the Pedro Miguel locks are located along the Pacific. Due to the uneven terrain of the Panama City, we need to actually raise the water level to allow the ships to pass. In order to do that, what is done? A series of locks are created. Different segments have been bifurcated. Suppose a ship wants to enter the first lock. First, the ship will enter the first lock. It will be barricaded. Water in that lock is going to be increased so that the water level can be matched to the next lock. When the ship enters the next lock, the gates will be sealed. Again, more water will be added to it so that the water level can be matched with the next segment, which is why a series of levels and lifts are created in this area. And where is all this water coming from? With every addition and removal of water, a lot of fresh water is wasted by these locks present on the Panama Canal. The main lake feeding these locks is the Gatun Lake. Since lesser water was available with Panama, the entire water of Panama naturally fell, compromising the transportation facility of this area. However, which was the prime culprit which led to the reduced water level in the Gatun Lake? Let's analyze that. As we are all aware that 2020, 21 and 22, they marked 3 consecutive years of La Nina conditions. 3 consecutive years of La Nina conditions means a dip in the chart plot for the El Nino and La Nina scale. 3 consecutive dips means a triple dip La Nina. For 3 consecutive years, the Panama City did not receive any rainfall because La Nina conditions, they induce a sinking air system along Central America. That high pressure induces stable atmospheric condition, not allowing rainfall. So for the past 3 years, Central America received drought-like conditions which did not add water to the Gatun Lake, which was feeding the Panama Canal. However, early 2023 witnessed the growth of El Nino conditions. By mid 2024, El Nino will have dissipated almost completely before the monsoons arrive. It is only during this period that some amount of rainfall was being observed, but the prime culprit for reducing the water in the Gatun Lake was the triple dip La Nina. As far as part 4 of the mapping series is concerned, these are all the important entries. Stay tuned for further parts.